Start us off if you are ready.
Yeah, sure. Let's do this.
I love the enthusiasm in your voice. The enthusiasm is what brings me back week in and week out, just ready to do this.
Hey, man, it's 1 a.m. here, and I've been waiting for your ass for like 2 hours.
Sorry. Also, enthusiasm. All right, so starting us off in three, two, one. Welcome to Norse Code, the #1 podcast for your Minnesota Vikings. And welcome to our annual tradition of putting together a bunch of clips so we don't have to record 2 shows on the week of Christmas. Yay! We've got a lot of cool stuff in here. Some stuff from before shows, some from after, some that's just making fun of Dusty. And we also have some cool stuff from good shows we've done or good clips that people have requested. We have things like the island discussion, for example. We also have a discussion on Nanobubbles and some really cool stuff in between. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and one quick warning, there's a lot of cursing on this episode. Like, a lot. There is a lot of stuff before the scenes, and we tend to get a bunch of swearing out before we actually do the show, so just remember, you have been warned. There's a lot of profanity in this. Listener discretion is definitely advised. Okay, I'm just turning Siri off, which is apparently something I have to do now.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me I should silence my phone. I guarantee you if I don't, someone will message me during the show just to ask me if I'm podcasting.
Becky likes to do that for some reason.
Hey, what are you doing? Go away.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen. Stupid fairy.
Hi.
Get out of here.
Siri General. There we go. Wow, you can have an American male voice for Siri. I had no idea.
Really?
Yep.
You clearly do not have enough gay male friends.
You are absolutely right. Due to the constant drag shows I seem to be doing, I do not have enough gay friends on Facebook or people who have added me and asked me to record anything or do anything.
I should have specified that you see in real life.
Oh, okay.
Then you would know that almost all gay men have changed Siri's voice to the male voice.
I did not know that. I feel left out. And I feel like I have just stumbled into a whole new world through the closet, and I don't know what to do with myself now.
Because you're not gay?
That's probably it.
Sweet, our agenda's working.
The keep Teddy alive? I'm confused.
It's the more secret agenda.
The homosexual agenda.
Oh, that's right. Friggin' homos. Making me realize I'm not gay.
That's fucking quiz to you.
Quit taking our word and using it for you. You took the best male names.
Like Lance and Bruce. Those used to be tough names, manly names.
Oh my god, that was such a good episode. Stupid sexy Flanders.
Stupid sexy Flanders.
This episode of Norse Code is dedicated to the United Steelworkers of America. Keep reaching for that rainbow.
What could be a more manly profession than that?
All right, you feel like smoking yet? Yeah. Anything slim.
Oh my god.
Your father never took you hunting. Yeah, I don't know, a couple of guys sitting out in the woods by themselves. Seems kind of gay to me.
Yeah. Dusty still has not copied over the mailbag questions.
Thanks, Dusty.
Because Dusty is a terrible person with a bad attitude.
Yeah, Dusty's such a shithead.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I believe his head may be made of shit.
That's fair, I think.
What's made of shit?
Nothing. Hi, Dusty.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, god damn it.
Nothing is 17 Curix or anything.
You guys are assholes. I just want you to know that.
We may be assholes, but you are made of shit.
Tell me I'm not number 2. Yeah.
We are proudly ad-free on this show. If you'd like to donate to the show, you can do so at norsecodepodcast.com and click on the little donate button, or go to patreon.com/norsecode. We appreciate all the donors we've had this year, and here's a little rant as to why we are ad-free, coming to you courtesy of Bill Simmons' new podcast.
Oh my god. This is so great. So Simmons' podcast is worth by itself $5 million in yearly revenue alone. The new one.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that he himself is now earning all of the money of the entire ad sales revenue of Grantland, which was earning $5 million in ad money. Just from his podcast.
Yeah. I've been listening to it, but like the ads that he has in the middle of the show are just jarring. Like, and he was pushing for them. He was pushing for more of them at Grantland. Like, he wanted interruptions to his show. He wanted. I'm so sick of podcasts that have like 6 commercial breaks in the middle of them. Like, even if it's like an hour or an hour and a half, like, you don't need 3 or 4 breaks in the middle of it. Like, can you? One of the things I liked about the Joe Rogan podcast, when I listened to it religiously for a while, was that everything was up front. It was 5 minutes of ads. You could skip them, but occasionally they were funny. But you could skip all of them at once and just hit the show. This business of taking 3 minutes at irregular intervals is just stupid.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't listen to Simmons' podcast because I don't really like listening to Simmons talk.
That's a good reason not to listen to someone's podcast, by the way. That's a fantastic reason not to listen to someone's podcast. I can't stand the way they talk. No, that's perfect, actually. If you don't want to listen to an overly self-important masshole, then don't. That is your right as an American.
For now.
Until
Bill Simmons buys all of the broadcast airwaves and forces it down our throat.
Until somehow he ends up actually being the sports czar of the country, and that's it.
If you go into some of the old archives of ours, is called Turf Show Radio on our podcast, is that we used to do podcasts and there will be 15-minute breaks of absolute silence while shit was fucked up and it was taking us 15 minutes. We wouldn't edit it out. We wouldn't brief it. We just rolled it. There's 15 minutes of radio silence. And if you were willing to listen to 15 minutes of our podcast of nothing, then you got the second half.
Wow.
But I'll jump into it. If you guys are editing this, I'll try to jump into it, right?
That's aggressive. We're pretty sharp with the edit process. That was actually the only thing that made us better than any other podcast when we first started, was that we were capable of editing the show into something that sounded like one contiguous take.
Yeah, the other Vikings podcasts were not as prescient about that. Anyway, we can get started right away. We'll edit you in.
That is funny. Coming from a Rams fan, is that you guys have other Vikings podcasts. The idea of other Rams podcasts is just laughable. The idea that anybody else is paying attention to the Rams. Ha!
The trade that must not be mentioned. Zen Cubid asks, is AP and Teddy's new handshake the best or the worst thing ever?
I didn't actually see it, but based on what I know of the two of them, probably the worst.
No one was riding on a camel, so it couldn't be that good. Also, thoughts on McKinnon going quote-unquote ham on the sidelines?
Yes, 100% yes. My thoughts are...
It's fantastic.
Also, didn't Ham die like 3-4 years ago?
I can't say that I know.
Great.
I can honestly say I have no idea what you're referring to.
Going hard as a motherfucker. Come on, man.
I am so fucking white that it defies description. I throw darts in League. I am that white. Yeah. So I'll be cutting that and not referencing it ever.
Now I'm looking up ham on Wikipedia, which of course leads me to ham. But if I click on ham disambiguation,
it leads to the Kanye West and Jay-Z single, H.A.M., hard as a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
And I was right. It was 4 years ago. It's January 11th, 2011.
I hope you feel proud on that. I hope you have a good moment there.
But I'm so behind on music. I'm so bad at music. All of Draft Twitter is really up to date on the rap and the hippity hop and all that. And I'm just like, yeah, that Drake disc was really good.
You were like, man, that shit's old. We're talking about something.
Yeah, there's
else.
no way that you could.
No, I'm fairly up on things, but I'm just not in a mindset of anything music right now.
Here's probably a good tip for the next 6 months. If you say ASAP and then like just a noun, you'll probably hit the name of a rapper that the Draft Twitter likes. So ASAP Mob.
ASAP Poster, man, he's the shit.
Oh yeah, totally.
ASAP Flat Screen, dude. ASAP Flat Screen. That's the shit right there.
God, I think both of us are pretty white, based on the
So the next two clips are from the episode 100 show, which we're really proud of. The first clip is beforehand, when we're just planning everything out, and the second clip is the accomplishment of the goal from the first clip.
It's very probably a reef.
Almost assuredly.
It couldn't not be a reef. Why would it not be a reef? That would just be weird.
Certainty.
That would be so unusual for someone to prank his podcast appearance by sounding exactly like him, but saying stuff 10 times stupider.
Now. Kyle said he couldn't come on tonight, so that's not happening.
Kyle would never lie in order to troll.
Kyle would never lie, period. No, that's not a thing. I actually did approach Kyle with a possible like surprise appearance during the mailbag, and he and I were going to team up on you for some reason, and it fell through. But the thought was there anyway, and it's not like we're taking away from the time Kyle would be spending doing like articles for the Norsemen or something. So
yeah, how kind of you to not do that.
How nice of me to not interrupt those non-existent articles. That's what he gets for having a human job, apparently.
That's what he gets for living in Florida.
Not that bartending is not a human job or anything, or bar backing or bareback. Whatever he's doing, he's certainly an expert at it, and is certainly Florida man. So
he is Florida man.
Every time like the Florida man subreddit comes up, like, yep, oh, it's good to hear what hear what Kyle is doing.
I had 3 bar guests from Florida over the weekend sit at my bar, and they were all dressed in Miami gear. It was Saturday. They were all dressed in Miami gear, and Miami got whooped on Saturday, so they were all very depressed. Could not be any more stereotypically Florida. They were all from, not Miami, but the area surrounding, just by their IDs. They were all about 30 years old. One girl's name was Brittany, and one girl's name was Chastity.
There are Brittany's outside of Grand Forks. Like I just assumed, like
Brittany, Brittany. Yeah,
let's verify that.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, perfect. Oh my God, so predictable. Okay.
I know they were the stereotypical Florida crew. The dude, I forget his name, but he was acting like he was like super methed out the whole time. Like
they were just had some bad sense.
Was he like the New Jersey guys on the boat during the Rumham episode of It's Always Sunny?
Not really. He was
or was he more like the hobos that are having sex under the boardwalk in that same episode of It's Always Sunny?
No, this is not magical. Neither. He was very like, he ordered a bunch of terrible food and was then very, very concerned about when it was going to come out, and like kept pulling me away to ask me if the food was ready yet. I was like, bro, it'll be here when it gets here. Just cool it. Just cool your heels.
Making it so it will arrive, so chill.
Exactly. It's fine. We got you, homie. And
I know this feeling of free fall is it may be uncommon to you, but you will. This is an important limbo for you, and I feel like we can get past it as a people if you just sit down and shut the fuck up.
How many times does he need to ask in the limited amount of time between food ordering and food arrival for you to like notice and comment on it? Because like, is that like, did he ask 4 times? Because that seems to be like
5 times in 10 minutes.
Jesus.
So he's on coke.
Yes. Well, no, yeah, he's clearly on speed of some sort. I don't know if he just like took too many Adderall, or if he was like on meth, or was late for a meth deal. Like whatever it was, he was.
The food was making him meth. The food was making him late for a meth deal. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
I just feel like late for a meth deal is a thing that occurs so rarely.
Well,
that's the sort of thing you're on time for.
Well, no, it turns out that meth dealers are a lot like pot dealers in that their conception of time is much different from yours.
And even if you like show up and are on time, they will sit and talk to you about Pulp Fiction and like whatever movie they're on TV and make you finish watching it before they give you the drugs. So they have the illusion that you're there as a friend and not just to like get money or give them money and leave.
I know, it's so unprofessional.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you guys know a lot about meth deals. It's like you grew up in Grand Forks or something.
Right? Although all these people had, like, for 3 people from Florida, I would say that they had at least 91 teeth between them, which is pretty good.
Wow,
that's a decent average.
That's a lot of teeth for Floridians.
Yeah, no, that's above 20 per person. No, that's not. I'm sorry. You said 5 people.
No, 3 people.
Oh, see, that's above 20 per person.
That's above 30 per person.
Also true.
So how's that? How's that being an expert on numbers and things and yeah?
There's only 22 people on a football field, James.
Anywhere else?
I'm not. Yeah. So.
Did you guess wrong last week? Is that what happened?
But how do we do on predicting the score?
I was closest, I think. I think we were. Both of us were close.
You had to have been closest because you predicted.
You were out and out wrong.
Right.
Let me go
Mostly
back.
as I was asking how you did.
Let me check my prediction. I think I was like 1 touchdown light. I think Oakland performed worse than I expected.
So close. That was only a touchdown off, man.
At least I picked the winner.
Burn.
We are bringing back the number of the week this week, just so we can talk, or just so Dusty, because I'm just relegating this to Dusty, can rattle off a bunch of numbers about how this is both the 100th episode. This is the 100th episode. This is not the 100th episode, and it could not be the 100th episode.
It is episode number 100, but it is not the 100th episode.
At which point, I expect Arif and I to both go, "Oh my God, let's never do this. Let's never do this segment again." Dusty managed to kill it.
I will.
Dusty managed to kill the revive segment.
Yes.
All right.
I
like that. I like starting off that way. Starting off in a way that paints Dusty in a bad light, I think, is great.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, it's worked so far, so why?
Why mess with success? We also have wildly inaccurate prognostications at the very end of the show.
Did I write mine? I have one. I don't think I did.
I bet you do.
I just said I did. I mean, yes.
I may finish the 6-pack of. I think my wildly inaccurate prognostication for right now is finishing the 6-pack of Newcastle. Yeah, let's do this.
6-nack of Pooh Castle.
Yeah, Pooh Castle. No, Pooh Castle is what the Cowboys have for a backup right now.
Ha! So my prediction was 27-20, and the score was 30-14.
Oh, yeah. So you were way wrong. I can't believe you keep doing this.
I know both teams were better than I imagined them to be.
But you know what we haven't done in a really long time? We haven't done a number of the week. Can we start off episode 100 with a number of the week, Dusty?
We can give it a shot. I mean, honestly, like, since you're driving the show, there's literally no other reason for me to be here. So I'm gonna execute it on the number of the week, and then probably take off until the mailbag. I'm gonna try to kill the fly that's flying around my studio. I'll let you know if I succeed. Number of the week. So I have several. You mentioned
for episode 100, what possibly could the number of the week be?
Well, so this is episode number 100, but this is not the 100th episode per se.
What?
I know, shocking, right? Longtime listeners will know that many of our episodes from the first season ran a little long.
That's putting it mildly.
And consequently, a lot of them were split up into two-parters, but they were not, numbered separately. So if we're being truly shallow and pedantic about it, episode number 100 is technically the 124th episode of Norse Code. So this is an entirely made-up, meaningless milestone that we are celebrating right now with this.
Blaspheme!
Blaspheme! I will not celebrate meaningless milestones.
Wait, but also all of these milestones are meaningless. I mean, it's based on the base 10 system, which we have because of the number of fingers that we have. I mean, it's 100 is as arbitrary as 124. It's a milestone.
That's fair. So episode number 100, we'll do a little number of the week for you. James first guest hosted an episode of Norse Code, episode 4. I made it a whole 3 episodes before needing to tag out.
Before your laptop went rogue, and we had to step in.
It's true. It was one of the CIA destabilizers in Syria, I guess, is what I've heard. I've only gotten postcards from around the world addressed to me from my laptop, so I just have to guess.
I like how when I was originally brought on for to assist with the show, because you and I had an idea for doing another show, and then you would talk to Arif, and it seemed like this was going to happen, and you really sold me on the idea of the show by stating, "It's okay, James, you don't have to be back on the air. You don't have to talk to people."
I know. I totally pitched it to James. I was like, this will be great. I know you've got a newborn. The reason we couldn't do States Rights Minute anymore was because, you just didn't have time to be on the air. And I was like, don't worry, James. We just need you to do a little bit of back-end editing stuff. 4 episodes later, he's hosting 8 episodes in a row. And now, in our 3rd season, we finally gotten to the point where even though I'm on the show, James is still hosting.
Yeah.
So
I was brought in under the guise of not being able to do a thing other than editing, which was totally fine with me, and now I'm stuck on here.
I'm glad that the facade crumbled early for you, though.
Well,
episode 4, that's incredible.
It reveals how transparent my scheme to be able to take credit for something where I did none of the work truly was.
Who's hosted more episodes? I think this is a legitimate question. Do we know?
I started to do a breakdown of it, and it was getting ugly. The numbers just...
It's getting ugly?
Yeah.
Well, no, it depends on how you count the 2-part episodes. Because if you count the 2-part episodes, then I'm pretty sure it's me and it's not close. But if each of those episodes where we broke it into 2 parts counts as 1, I think we're getting pretty close to 50-50.
Yeah, it's about 50-50 thanks to the 2-parting. If you just count times recorded, then it's split pretty evenly 50-50. Which again, I was brought on for editing purposes only. So what the hell am I doing here? I was actually
You're so good at it. The fans love you.
I was listening to I was actually listening to episode 4 the other day just because I was curious what it still sounded like, and Arif and I had the relationship or had the rapport of people who hadn't talked in over 20 years. That was
it's shocking.
I know, right? Because that's exactly what it had been. You were a neighbor of mine way back when, and were really good friends with my brother. And yeah, we just got up and started running about the Vikings. So several episodes later, here we are, and we have inside jokes, and I still kind of hate Dusty for the fact I'm not just editing.
You do not.
Yeah,
you do not
hate
it. Not hate it. That is a lie.
All right, fine. the name that I got out of that was Chad Greenway, and if you missed it, it's been a couple of weeks since we had a show, but if you missed it, Chad and Arif had a very special and touching moment on Twitter. That might be that was the end of the internet. Like, if you guys could have been in the chat little thing that Dusty, Arif, and I had when that happened, it was just the internet was done. That was it. How did it feel to get that sort of response?
I could not breathe. I was laughing so hard. That was such a phenomenal moment. You know, I think some people were like, "Oh, Reef got burned" or whatever. No, it was just awesome. I don't really. I mean, maybe I did. I don't care. That was awesome. That was so fun. I was really happy that we had that interaction. I mean, I think it also like proves what I've been saying about him from like a character perspective. He's just awesome, right? Like, he's awesome. He takes it all in stride. When I was talking about him at training camp, I was like, "Hey, Chad, do you have a minute to talk?" And he was like, "Oh, hey, Arif, why do you hate me?" Like, he takes everything, really well. And I love the guy. Obviously, what I think about him as a football player, people already know, but I love him. And it was great that I was his second tweet ever. Hilarious. Just hilarious.
So if you want to convince Chad Greenway that he should come on to our podcast, you can now tweet to Chad at Chad Greenway 52. So we can start that up, and maybe we can get Chad on mid-season and talk about why he is a pretty terrible football player.
I'm sure he would love to have that conversation.
That's easily my favorite Twitter interaction of the year was watching that go down, and just the entire internet just stopped for a second and just watched.
Yeah, that was great. I think to me that's number one, and then number two is Cardale Jones's Twitter feud with Joakim Noah, which seems like pretty one-sided, but who cares? It's awesome. Yeah, that's it. It's amazing. I love it.
Who asks, why the continued commitment to Clemmings? Surely there must be even more developmental... Okay, I'm going to reword this. 4922.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, those aren't words. Silly listener. Okay,
what an asshole.
Clemmings, Surly. Is that the... Is that...
No, surely it must, be...
Yeah.
Surely he must be even more developmental than Shepard. No. Surely the reasoning is more developmental than it is for Shepard because he's never... I don't know, man. Just say why the continued commitment to Clemmings.
Yep, just deleting the rest of this. Some people's kids. All right. Next question is by Chance on Twitter, who asks, "Do you still think we need a 8143. 8143. All right. 3, 2, 1. Do you still think we need to... God, cock-ass, damn it. All right. I'd say it's too late, but I feel like you wouldn't be able to sympathize. Russell Wilson swears by the healing power of nanobubbles, and Arif and Dusty decide to take him down a peg.
I just wanted to draw a bright line between our relationship with advertisers and, say, Russell Wilson's.
Oh my God. My eyes bled when I saw the news. Then I needed some recovery water.
Did you cry tears of healing afterward? Were they made mostly of recovery water?
Well, okay, so here's the thing about recovery water. Obviously, it doesn't heal concussions, and obviously the nanobubble stuff is bullshit. I mean, kind of. I'll explain a little bit about that.
So does carbonated water have nanobubbles?
So every water has nanobubbles. Let's be clear about this.
Just so y'all know, nano just means like tiny.
Right. Well, in this case, it means bubbles that are so small you can't see them with the naked eye. There's a scientific study on nanobubbles. They're a thing, and you can't see them with the naked eye. Which whatever they're obviously they're just small bubbles. So every water has nanobubbles in it. I would not be surprised if their water had more nanobubbles in it because you can induce nanobubble creation in really high pressure environments and they stay stable afterwards.
What, just by like shooting pressurized water into like a very finely pitted glass vessel?
Exactly. Actually, you're not even a scientist and you know that. You're not even anything remotely approaching a scientist.
I'm a mixologist.
I knew you were going to say that, you little shithead. But...
See, this is the kind of Arif exasperation I was talking about.
Yeah, well, next we're going to talk about coffee, and I'm just going to hang up and you can finish the show.
No, I think we've already exhaustively covered that.
Exhaustively. I'm sure you could spout on for another hour. Anyway.
Look, man, all I can tell you is that I changed Sean Fahey's life with the introduction of cold brew.
Wait, did he say that?
Yes.
Oh, well. We here at Norse Code?
Or excuse me, no, not Sean Fahey, Oscar Hazel.
Okay, because actually it's John Fahey, not Sean.
It's written like it's Sean.
What? No, wait, unless we're talking about different listeners, because I know there's a John Fahey who listens to the podcast.
No, the guy that writes for Football Outsiders.
Oh, Cian.
Whatever, they're all pronounced Sean.
I think it's actually Cian, but it's an Irish name. It doesn't matter
right now. Yeah. At any rate, nanobubbles.
Okay, yes.
Formed on the inside surface of a bottle when pressurized water is shot into it.
Right.
Russell Wilson likes them.
Yeah. Okay. So he thinks the nanobubbles and maybe some other stuff in the recovery water helped with his concussion. No evidence to say that at all. In fact, his agent went out of his way at the interview about him promoting recovery water to say, to be clear, there is no medical proof for this. And then Russell Wilson basically shook him off, and he's like, "Yeah, but it's true, so we don't have to worry about that." But the thing is, the recovery water itself, it's better for you in some contexts than water, in the same way that sugarless Gatorade is better for you in some contexts than water. It's better than water at preventing hangovers if you have them after you have a night of drinking, for example. Both recovery water and Gatorade will do that. In fact, I bet recovery water does it better because sugar dehydrates you, and you want to avoid that. Because it has electrolytes, what plants crave.
I like Brondo.
Exactly. But yeah, so like it has like salts in it and stuff like that. Not just table salt, other kinds of salt.
But if you're genuinely dehydrated, adding sugar to a salted or electrolyted solution makes the salty, like basic electrolytes more bioavailable. Yeah.
It helps the medicine go down, basically.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So yeah. So it is theoretically better water. The sugar isn't there, so it's not as bioavailable as Gatorade, which is one of the reasons that Gatorade does help more than regular water. But it also is it's just sugarless. That's all it is, sugarless Gatorade. But the nanobubbles, they're interesting because there's a lot of potential scientific applications for it, at which point someone on my timeline confused the research into nanobubbles with if we just put nanobubbles in shit, it's better. No. The scientific research about nanobubbles is that it could be really interesting as a drug carrier because, it penetrates through cell walls better because it's a tiny bubble. So it makes a lot of sense. And I tried to explain to this person.
So you would need like nano drugs to put into the nanobubbles
right,
that could then be directly injected or not injected, but could directly pass through into cells and bypass a lot of the metabolic processes that are designed to keep things out of cells.
Yeah, no, definitely a big part of that is that you need the nano drugs in them. Like that's like a big part of that. This person couldn't understand that. And I was like, water is a very good drug carrier too. So like it's not different. It's a salt. It just carries things. It's not by itself good because again, viruses are a really good drug carrier. Some retroviruses can be really interesting in the way they could help in terms of medical applications. That does not mean all viruses are just good to inject in you. In the same way, nanobubbles are not just good because you can do a good thing with them. But this person was like, well, that's what they want you to think. And I was like, that what?
Who are they?
Well, they didn't say...
Is it Big Nanobubble?
Big... It's a word joke. Anyway, they didn't say
yes,
they. But he's like, that's what some people think. And I was like, that's what everyone who knows things about things thinks, because that's how things work. But I didn't go off, and he kept on tweeting, and I was like, you just dig your own hole defending nanobubbles in a timeline full of nanobubble skeptics.
Now, what did we learn?
Don't read the comments?
Don't feed the trolls.
Well, he was a troll. He thought he was, right.
I am not convinced that there is any kind of like bright line between trolls who troll out of idiocy and trolls who troll out of like thinking they're smarter than you.
Well, but he was trying to be. There's no way I can explain this without it sounding like he's a troll, because trolls. Because
that's what he was doing.
Trolls engage in exaggerated versions of the behavior that I'm describing, which is that he was trying to literally actually be a voice of reason on all the nanobubble hate when he was talking about all the scientific research that has been done on and with nanobubbles. But I'm not saying
whether he believes it or not, the result is the same. And
but he wasn't insisting himself upon people. He wasn't tweeting at. He wasn't adding people. He wasn't getting into people's mentions. So that's significantly less trolling.
I mean, I guess you could delineate it along how much attention they were looking for, but maybe he's just bad at that too.
He's just bad at. So he's trolling, but he's
clearly he was befuddled by the nanobubble situation.
Oh my god! He wasn't a troll. He's kind of dumb.
Lots of trolls are like that.
But that doesn't make you a troll.
It's like the film The Sixth Sense. I see trolls trolling everywhere. They don't even know they're trolls.
I think that just means you're paranoid.
Well, that may be true. My favorite comment about Russell Wilson's recovery water was from Ethan Hammerman, a regular guest and a friend of the show. Look forward to having him on during Patriots Week.
Do we have Patriots Week this year?
I hope so. I would love to have Ethan on the show.
Well, we'll do it during the playoffs because that's basically Patriots Week.
Whatever. He claims that recovery water is made from the distilled tears of Noshan Moreno.
I saw that. That was good.
Which made me laugh and clap my hands just a little bit.
Okay, so
here's my thing though about the recovery water situation. Like water itself is pretty freaking good.
Yeah, water definitely contributes to recovery.
Wars have been fought all over Africa over a lack of access to water. Entire political careers have been built and then destroyed. Entire presidential campaigns have fallen apart on just what to do with the Colorado River, which only runs through a few states here in America. It's really, really why does water need other words in front of it, like recovery or smart, in order to sell it?
I can't believe there was a time in my life when I bought smart water.
So if you take a bottle of smart water into a restaurant and then forget it when you leave, is that ironic?
No. The water's smart, not you.
But you drank it. Shouldn't that make you smart?
No. And eating smart things doesn't make you smart.
So I should stop eating dolphins then?
Yeah. Yep. Whatever reason you need to stop eating dolphins, that's the correct reason.
Holy crap, I'm going to retweet this amazing tweet. Oh my god.
Apparently on Vikings radio, a college night got through, went on a tangent about the shotgun, stopped, and said, "Never mind, I'm fucked up."
That's so good.
We were just talking about that. Oh boy.
Oh, no podcast with Uncle Chaps. Oh no. Oh god. So we just got that question in our mailbag. No podcast with Uncle Chaps.
Oh, all right. He's an award-winning writer, but not podcaster.
Did he? Oh my God! Of course he says he's an award-winning writer.
Did he win one award that no one cares about?
He hasn't won any awards. He doesn't write.
I like this guy. Get him on the show.
The hashtag Chaps Draft Guide, by the way, does not exist. But when he talks about it, it has a 100% hit rate in the draft. Interesting thing, when he says he's been featured on NFL.com, that part is true only because he constantly changes his Twitter handle and background to Ian Rappaport. It's still at Uncle Chap, so like you probably should not be confused. But he breaks news. He does this like every week. He just like breaks fake news and whatever. And at one point, at NFL retweeted him as Ian Rappaport. NFL employee Ian Rappaport breaking news. And so, in theory, he has actually been featured on NFL.com. So that part might not be a lie.
But it is the most spurious kind of truth. It is like half of a half. It's like a quarter truth. If
yes. Yes.
All right. Did you guys do this James Reed NBA player comparison question?
No, we didn't. It came after we recorded the show. This does not seem like an appropriate time to make.
Yeah, I was actually gonna. Well, right. It might be colored by recent events. I actually feel like you and James would be better off answering this question because I know functionally nothing about the NBA.
Oh no, then that's perfect.
Excellent. Then we can claim we deferred it on purpose. Which I guess we're doing, so.
You mean with purpose this time?
Yes.
There we go. All right.
With a clear purpose. So, let me get my notebook here. Okay.
I'm going to say the episode title should be, in parentheses, Annoyed Grunt, and that's it. That's what it should go up on Libsyn. That's what it's going to be on the Daily Norseman.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement on that one. I think I won the contest.
Yeah, easily.
But these are good. We'll go through these on the show so everybody gets to feel like they contributed, and then we'll go with the one that won before anyone else had a chance to contribute. As the NFL would.
I have a theory. I think it ends. What's the timing here? The timing is 25:08. Fuck you for sending me a goddamn Buffy the Vampire Slayer video. You miserable piece of shit. I will find you and I will kill you. And I will feed you to the goddamn bunnies.
Could be bunnies.
Maybe midgets. Okay, coming back in 3. Well, let's talk about this one. This is a good one. From Tommy Gunn, who asks, describe the offensive line's performance versus Green Bay with a fast food menu item of any national chain. I'm gonna go with a White Castle slider.
That's really good. That's
didn't
a great
look
comparison.
good, didn't taste good, and we're not going to be feeling good about it on Monday morning.
Yeah, because I was going to go with Jack in the Box. I don't know what specific menu items of Jack in the Box I would compare to the specific individual offensive lineman, but like if I wanted to say, hey, this thing, maybe you could compare Matt Khalil to a taco. Most of the time, tacos are pretty good, but I think from Jack in the Box, they're friggin' awful. And Matt Khalil was like a Jack in the Box taco instead of like another kind of taco. You could say, Brandon Fusco might have been like a sourdough burger. Great from Sonic, right? Like at right guard. Really bad from Jack in the Box at left guard. Joe Berger, maybe he was like a shake. You can't really screw that up. He did a pretty good job. Mike Harris, maybe just a regular burger from Jack in the Box. Normally he's pretty good. A lot of times Jack in the Box burgers are acceptable, but sometimes they're awful and gross. This time Michael Harris was awful and gross. At right tackle, TJ Clemmings, he was like an egg roll. I think you can still get those at Jack in the Box. That doesn't make any sense. He doesn't make any sense there.
I suppose the other option is just to label them all as Chick-fil-A and that they didn't show up on Sunday.
That was maybe the best. That was the best take out of all of them. Let's go with that. That was really good.
I'll walk away with that one. I feel like, in a perfect world we would end the podcast with that, but no, we have more mailbag now. Yeah. Next question is from Andy Carlson, who took time out of his very busy schedule this week of putting out 30 podcasts. Congratulations, Andy. You're doing a lot of work this week. I don't know if it's actually 30, but there's a hell of a lot of Andy Carlson coming at you.
And he added more podcasts after he acquired a child. That's insane.
That's not, like, I stopped doing one with Dusty. Dusty and I had a long-running show that we stopped doing when I had my kid born, because, like, I can't have any specific time where it's okay for me just to be sitting and talking about myself or, talking loudly in a room. Like, I got loud things going on in the background. God damn it, Dusty.
Sounds like you're blaming him for the kid.
I need to mute his. Jesus.
Oh, did he?
He messaged me, and I'm recording the out. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. Which explains why, when you're muted, you can still record yourself.
Yeah.
That flowed really well in the conversation. It definitely sounded like you were blaming Dusty for the child.
Whoa, hold on. We missed the most important takeaway.
And Dusty's connection goes to shit.
We missed the most important takeaway. It is still shit.
Yeah. Dusty, I'm fine with the interruption, but if you could please interrupt with some clarity, I think that we would appreciate it.
Well, you guys just keep going. I'm trying to spin the wheels up. It's like, you ever try to get a single speed bike going up a hill?
No, because I'm not a moron.
All right, well...
On the plus side, your connection's back.
Okay. So...
Which was awesome.
You call it really bad football. I call it a perfect masterpiece of Eli Manning. Eli threw a couple of real pretty picks, including a pick six. Which, if Eli is going to throw a pick, you really want it to be a pick six. You really want the full, like, you want the release. Otherwise, it's just foreplay. You're not getting anything out of it. But you really want to see Eli just finish the guy off. That came out wrong, and I will be editing that out because that is terrible. God.
No, you should keep that.
That is so wrong. I'm not implying that Eli gives anyone a happy ending, especially not Giants fans, or Eagles fans. We had a lot of fun with Danny Kelly from fieldgulls.com, and we wanted to thank him and wanted to hopefully ease his fears that any comments he didn't actually mean to say were going to end up getting taken out in post.
Oh my God, that was a great show. Holy crap.
That was fun. Hope I don't get myself in trouble with that comment.
No, seriously.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think it was funny, but...
We do this shit all the time.
Okay,
yeah, no, you'll be good.
You have no idea, like, the kind of stuff we've edited out.
That's true. The stuff we've edited out has been way worse than that.
Sometimes we push it pretty far.
All right, well, good to know.
Yeah, no, you'll be fine. Dude, thanks so much for being on. It was super informative. It was super fun.
You guys fucking killed it. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you, Danny, on Norse Code was better than a reef on your show. No. Only in terms of, like, how far you guys got into the details and the reasons why. Like, I mean, I listened to most of the Reel and the Field Gulls, and I feel like a lot of it was just kind of bringing people up to speed on...
Yeah, it's kind of high-level stuff.
But this was, like... This is the kind of stuff that we're known for, is, like, really getting into the deeper content. Like everybody knows who the fucking players on the. And I imagine that must be rough for Arif because nobody fucking knows who plays for the Vikings. So he has to go on every fucking show and explain who these people are and why they're any good. But no, you guys were able to get deep down into it.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear.
Thank you for being on.
Yeah, of course.
You're welcome back anytime.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully we'll meet up in the playoffs. That'd be actually really fun.
That would be super fun.
For us.
Got him.
Zing. I've given it up for like multiple long, like 6 month to a year periods, punctuated by like a few weeks of like regular smoking. As
you clear
that
the
has gone by the wayside, and I have been a regular cigarette smoker again for not coincidentally the last approximately 4 months, and I feel like I've gained a level as a cigarette smoker or something because I can still run further than I could in high school. I can still do like 9-minute miles. I still ride my bike, but now. After like a long like 5 mile-ish plus or minus one bike ride, I really want a cigarette.
I feel like you're becoming a cigarette ad. Like, I feel like this is just a natural progression, and at some point you're just going to be sitting on a beach somewhere watching somebody play volleyball, or you are yourself playing beach volleyball.
That could have been me.
Exactly. Like,
now I just lounge on the beach.
Now what I really need is a Pall Mall and a voice modulator.
No one's going to advertise cigarettes anymore. It's all vaporizer, especially in Colorado. Like, I don't know if vaporizers are taking over the rest of the world as quickly, but like a lot of popular cigarette vaporizers have screw-off cartridges, and at the dispensaries here, they sell screw-in cannabis cartridges. So you can have the same like vaporizer base and like smoke your cannabis concentrate and your like nicotine fluid out of the same electronic device.
What a country. Meanwhile, Windows has problems with my USB mic every once in a while, saying that it can't understand the drivers that are being used for it. But in Colorado, you can just hot swap pot and tobacco.
Yep. Well, it's because it's just like capacitance, not like USB connection. Although most reusable vaporizers do have USB chargers.
Yes, that I did know. Late one night between shows, a guest that we had on the show accidentally put the wrong Twitter name, thinking it was me, and it turned out to be somebody with a remarkably similar spelling of my name. It turns out his name is also James Pagashnik or Pagashink or something like that. It's a slight misspelling, but it leads to a discussion on him and about people from St. Cloud, and Arif and I have a little bit of fun with this, and a little shout out to this particular gentleman. Nice to talk to you. Sorry you got roped in on this, but good to see you're a Vikings fan anyway. In the clip, I refer to him as a St. Cloud resident. That's not actually accurate. It's much closer to the South Dakota border, but the feeling remains the same, and the misspelling remains the same. There shouldn't be a C in the middle of my last name.
For your name, I just knew your @ so I guess that's why.
Yeah. No, I had no idea that there was a...
And he's a Vikings fan.
Well, you know why he's a Vikings fan. Actually, you don't know why he's a Vikings fan. I had no idea there was another James Pagachink with a C on Twitter, but there are Pagachinks in the St. Cloud area.
Oh, no way!
Like, there's Pagachinks in the St. Cloud area. I will Chinik, or whatever the hell you want to pronounce his last name as.
Yeah, you're the one complaining about how to pronounce his last name.
Dude, you put a C in that last name, you are asking for trouble. Like, that is...
As opposed to Pagashnik.
Dude,
yeah, that one's a totally reasonable and easy to pronounce name. But
at least there's not like an ethnic... At least there's not like an ethnic slur at the end of it. Like...
It's only an ethnic slur because you're pronouncing it that way.
Well,
it's N-I-K, man.
You should pronounce it that way. And as a result, there is an ethnic slur in the middle of his last name. But yeah, I had no. But they exist in the St. Cloud area, and there's actually a mayor of a town in the St. Cloud area that is a Pagashnik, but he's not related to my my namesake or whatever. Like it's not a thing. But we're very aware of that, which is weird because you'd think like a last name like Pagashnik, there would be a lot more of a related thing, but there really isn't.
So this dude is so lame, by the way.
His
Twitter feed.
Yeah, well, doesn't. I'm no better, but like, if we're gonna be comparing apples to apples here, let us be clear. Tweeted
Did
me
you
back.
just you people him? Oh my god!
It's a St. Cloud thing. It's St. Cloud people are just different types of people, and you can tell they're different types of people because they are the types of people who elected Bachman repeatedly. Like,
hey, whoa! I worked in that district. The people literally in St. Cloud did not vote for it. It was everybody else in the district.
The people 5 miles to the south of St. Cloud.
Oh yeah, they're awful. If that's what you're talking about. They're the worst people. I hate them.
Like that somehow encompassed my racist older brother and his like district and stuff. Like, yeah.
No, wait. You have an older brother?
You had no idea I had an older brother? Yeah, I have an older brother. He is...
No, I've been to your house so many times.
Yeah, and he is not welcome there.
I will say, though, that James has failed at tripping any traps that I have set for him. So...
That's not a pointer. That's bad. That's a bad thing, because it means he doesn't listen.
That's bad for him. Good for me. Good for you. It's good for us.
It's bad for all of us, because how could we have quality control when the one producer who wasn't in the show itself will not quality control? Whatever, man. We're at peak quality, right? So it doesn't matter.
Leaving aside that he did perform some very crucial quality control in the episode with Justice Mosqueda.
Very important, yes. That was actually pretty clutch.
Yeah. I mean, I gave him the time code, but I was like, hey, I forgot what I was noting here. And he was like, oh, it was an extremely racist joke.
Let's cut that part out too, Dusty.
Yes.
Let's cut out the part where we mention the racist joke that you didn't say.
Smart. All right. Back in 3, 2, 1. So you know what, James? Yeah, he does his thing. It's fine, I guess. He probably can't be bothered to listen to the show that he is on 30% as much as I am. We actually did run the numbers. It wasn't as close as I had thought. I have hosted this show many more times than he has, and I will continue to do so.
I was surprised too, given Dusty's perpetual absence.
But it's not the numbers established. It's not perpetual.
Oh hey man, what are you, just a stat head? I'm just using my ear test, man. Always superior to the stats.
All right, look. The only way that any of this is relevant is that I can do a much briefer listener support promo because James has already gone through the numerous list of new donors. And I just want to, tip my cap to everybody who has contributed to the show.
So here's my favorite bit from 2015, and we had a couple of requests for it as well. It's The Island, where we discuss who ends up dying first on an island with Arif, Dusty, and I, and why. Alliances are drawn, strengths are mapped out, and we decide who is going to be the one who is eaten first. Again, probably my favorite clip from 2015. Non-Chad Greenway edition.
So we have a few questions in the regular part of the mailbag, some non-best and worst player related. Judd Zolgad's hoodie writes us and asks, and since this actually works out great, since we actually have like a 3-man pod this week, we can argue amongst ourselves about this. If all of you were left on an island, which guy is eaten first and why?
I tweeted out that I'm pretty confident I could use Arif's bones to pick my teeth.
But only if you caught him.
I am. First, I am probably one of the more difficult of the three of us to catch. Second, I am like the least useful to catch. I'm so tiny.
I bet if Arif and I teamed up on Dusty, it would work. Like, I'm fairly confident I could figure something out for Arif, but it wouldn't be worth it. But I have a feeling Dusty might have a little bit more meat on him. So Arif and I combined could take Dusty.
Well, the elephant in the room, James, is that you have much more meat.
Of course I do, but I have deceptive speed, and I'm the only one of the three of us.
Deceptive what?
I'm the only one of the three of us that has dad strength.
Dad strength.
That's absolutely true. I agree with James on both counts. I thought about this all day today. Definitely the most worrisome situation for me is if the two of you gang up on me, because I am confident that Arif cannot take me in a fight, and that I can outrun James. But the two of you together, especially given dad strength, which is a real thing. Dad
strength is a thing.
I mean, you're the one tossing around a 2-year-old, every day.
I got a kettlebell that that tackles me every day.
Exactly. It like wiggles and it's like weirdly proportioned and stuff. Like I just go to the gym a couple times a week, and like all my weights are stationary and don't cry. I
got that 3 hours of sleep, nothing left to lose shake to me. Like
exactly.
You don't want to fuck with that.
I don't know though. I think if nobody
of the three of us, I'm also the best at forming alliances. Probably.
I suspect that my butchery technique is better than either of yours. Like when it came to field
that's
dressing,
a skill we're gonna value.
Yeah, we're not interested in how it's being cooked afterwards. Like we don't need a sirloin cut of anything here.
Well, no, I'm just saying that I would do the most efficient job, like cleaning the bones or whatever. Look, I need secondary bonuses in order to convince one of you to gang up with me and not the other.
Dusty's going to talk to Arif.
Gains are only useful in a situation where the person that you're cleaning would necessarily be similar to another person that would be cleaned, like you. So only if the island had someone who had your basic build, where your butchery skills be a useful tiebreaker. Because no matter what happens, no matter how inefficient James and I are, right, we're still going to get more meat out of you than you at your peak are going to get out of me.
Out of you, yes, that is accurate.
So that efficiency doesn't matter.
Dusty's big selling point is going to be something along the lines of, but after we kill him and after we kill James and take off his knees and everything, I can make a nice marrow stew afterwards too.
Exactly. I am very enthusiastic about using every part of my producer. Leave nothing wasted.
That makes me the kingmaker. I have to choose between the two of you in terms of my alliances.
Well, and I think that's the unfortunate reality is that this is going to require an alliance between two people, because we individually have such I guess divergent natural strengths. I guess except for me, I'm slower than James and stronger than Arif. But I am neither the fastest nor the strongest.
It's going to end very poorly for one of us.
Well, I think for all of us. I mean, so we eat Arif, and then 3 hours later we're hungry again.
Oh my god!
Did you really just go there?
That's such a dumb joke.
Because you're skinny and small.
Yeah, okay.
It has nothing to do with your Asian descent. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Nothing at all to do with it.
Nothing at all to do with that. It isn't
terrible human being.
I mean, and realistically, no matter who is eaten first, the other two will be found with knives in the other person's body, either with your hands around each other's necks, or stabbing the other person to death until you both die. No one. If we start eating each other, no one gets out alive.
Right, and no one wins. But the question was who is first.
Who's first?
Dusty and I are going to be found, and the guy's going to be like, "Oh, what happened?" It's like, we couldn't handle the metrics anymore. We couldn't handle the saber metrics anymore. It got too much.
If if there's other food on the island, like if there's like things that I can eat in trees, then I like my chances a lot better because I suspect I'm a stronger climber than either one of you.
Oh, please. Climbing coconut trees is in my blood.
No.
Oh, that's
so
racist.
I can't make the joke, but you can.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Fair.
You can't use that term.
Really
Only
how it
Arif
works.
can.
All right.
Also,
All
I've
right.
literally climbed coconut trees. How, like, that's... Obviously, I have an advantage.
Obviously.
It's true. That one was overshadowed by technical nonsense, as all of our best work is. But,
Right.
I mean, I guess the biggest takeaway from all of this is, and you know, C.C. Norseman mentioned it in a headline, an article he just wrote for Daily Norseman. You know, Mike Zimmer strongly believes that success is built on preparation, and yet, despite that fact, Norse Code remains the #1 podcast for your Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Next question. Kyle Segal writes us, now then, in regard...
Lean back. You're eating the damn mic. Sorry. Your enthusiasm for smoked paprika is causing it to clip and sound like crap.
I'm an old man. I can't read the text on my computer.
Seasons since last title.
Arif, is someone washing dishes behind you?
Yeah. I'm just gonna have to deal with that, I guess.
I mean, they are cooking him food.
Yeah, I haven't eaten in hours, probably.
Minutes. Hundreds of minutes.
There's a series of minutes involved. It's tragic. One last thing before we go. We have a special premiere for this episode of Norse Code. This is the entirety of the new Norse Code theme song. This is given to us by Brian James, who performs under the name Flash Bastard Esquire. Thank you, Brian /Flash Bastard. This is the Norse Code theme song. I'm actually in the process of editing it for the show. We like it. We think it's great, even if I am listed as number 3. So thanks for all the support this year. Thank you for listening. Thank you for making this such a great year for us. This has been easily the most listens we've had since we started the show 3 years ago. Financially, we are doing very well for not paying for server space or website hosting or anything. We really appreciate everything you guys have given to us. We hope that this made the holidays maybe a little more bearable. Hopefully you got a chuckle or two out of that. So thanks again. We've got another show left for the year. Please look for that next week. And our formula is this. Keep Teddy alive. And here's our new theme song.
Sam, does the OC, James McGosh, Nick, solid number 3. Norse Code is the official podcast of the Daily Norseman SB Nation blog and is produced with cooperation from Pompous Jerk Productions. Pompous Jerk Productions. Attitude with attitude. The opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of their contributors and do not reflect official positions of the Minnesota Vikings, SB Nation, the Daily Norseman staff, or PJP. No information in this podcast should be construed as gambling advice. Please obey all local gaming laws.
Our formula is this. We go out, we hit people in the mouth.